Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. In today's video, we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action, a couple of interesting altcoin charts as well as BTC, and of course we are going to cover a couple of interesting tweets for Kaspa that I have found on internet. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and of course a quick disclaimer that this video isn't a financial advice. So let's have a look at Kaspa. Kaspa is currently trading at 13 cents and it's currently experiencing a 1% of leg down. Market cap is currently sitting at $3 billion, 41 million USD, and 24-hour trading volume is currently sitting at 54.1, well, almost 0.2 million USD. So as we can see on the chart on CoinGecko, Kaspa looks a little bit like it wants to go up, but it cannot, right? But we are going to examine chart closely very shortly. Kaspa cannot produce 1 block per second. Price 1 cent. Price 0.001. Kaspa will crash when ASIC devices arrive. Price 0.01. Da Vinci said Kaspa does not solve the trilemma. Price 15 cents. Now they say Kaspa cannot be $10. Well, of course, only because all of these three things happened before doesn't necessarily mean that Kaspa is going to reach $10 this bull cycle, but it's definitely possible. It all depends on adoption. It also depends on the fact if we are going to see these top tier listings as well, and of course if people are going to be buying up the Kaspa. And again, a little bit of more adoption as of today. We can pay with Kaspa on Travala.com, so we can pay for our hotels and flights, I believe, as well on that website with our Kaspa, so that adoption is here. In a few days, Israel meetup video revelations about CSC's protocol and Dark Knight. In few weeks, miners and nodes upgrade to Rust Lang 1 BPS. Soon, Rust Lang 10 BPS code revelation, so Kaspa could definitely see some bigger price levels in the coming days. The current reward for Kaspa is sitting at 123 Kaspas. The next reward is going to sit at 117, and the next reduction is scheduled in 18 days. And the hash rate is currently sitting at 180 terahash per second. So let's have a look at the chart itself. So first of all, we are going to cover Fibonacci trend, and we are going to see what is happening when Kaspa is pulling back after its pumps. So the first ever pump for Kaspa was in November 26, 2022, and after that big pump we have dipped to 0.618 Fibonacci zone, a little bit below that, leading towards 0.786, and after that we saw a bullish price action again. So we had bullish price action after 0.618 Fibonacci zone. After that we saw a new pump for Kaspa on 12th of March, and after that Kaspa consolidated again and dipped to 0.786 zone, and after that it went sideways for a little while, and after that we saw a continuation of bull phase for Kaspa. So let's have a look at the most recent pump for Kaspa. And as we can see here, we have reached levels of 15 cents in a previous pump, and then we have consolidated to 0.5 zone Fibonacci, right? We didn't consolidate it to 618, and after that we saw new all-time highs. So as we can see here, we are currently dipping below 0.618 zone. And last time it happened in June, roughly, we saw a huge pump for Kaspa. So the question is, could we expect another big price action for Kaspa? So given the fact that we have dipped below 0.618 zone and going towards 0.786, we are seeing that reversal towards the upside, and we could see pump in coming days, I believe. And now one important thing about Kaspa is that Kaspa has touched its trend line only once in a Kaspa's history, and that was in October 2022. So after that we saw a huge pump over here for Kaspa, which was, let's see, roughly that was 400%. So if we are going to look over here, there was no touch of the trend line before, and at the moment we have touched and interacted with that trend line that also serves as a support for Kaspa. So the question is, can we see 400% Kaspa's pump? Well, that not necessarily says that we can, but we can look at RSI trends, and if we are going to look at RSI trends, every single time we are dipping from overbought territory, we are consolidating for a while, and then we are experiencing another pump. So this is exactly what is happening at the moment, right? We are now at oversold territory, and Kaspa is undervalued at this point. So I do believe that we are going to see the next pump for Kaspa. My targets are around 25 cents. Perhaps it's going to be even bigger. Heck, that would be great if we would see 400% for Kaspa. But let's have a look at moving averages. At the moment, we are being supported by 100-day moving average. And if we would dip below that moving average, the next level of support, that will be 12 cents. However, one important thing is that we would dip below significantly and close below that trend line over here, which is very, very important for Kaspa. So I do believe that it's important that Kaspa is going to maintain its price at the moment and go further towards the upside. And if you would be interested into keeping your Kaspa safe outside of exchanges on which anything might happen, make sure that you check out Tangem Wallet. So Tangem Wallet is a cold storage wallet that will allow you to store your Kaspa safely, but most importantly, not only Kaspa, because Tangem Wallet supports many different projects. You can check it on their website. It has lots of safety features because it has one of the best Samsung's chips. And on the top of that, my personal favorite is the fact that you can swap your Kaspa or whatever other project in Tangem app. So there is no need to send your crypto back to the exchange because you can just sell it in Tangem app. So I do believe that this is a cool feature, and with my discount code you can get 10% off. So I do believe that is a great deal. The link is in the description down below. That's for BTC. So if we are going to compare it to the previous cycles, let's have a look. So that was 2012. We saw a huge pump for BTC, was around 160 and beyond. Then we had 2016, 2020 and 2024. We are just before the halving right now. So that is going to be very, very juicy year for BTC. And if we are going to look at the possible targets, there are anything between 280 and possibly even 400,000 USD for BTC. Of course, I'm not saying that BTC is going to be 400,000 this cycle. However, that is definitely possible due to the fact that we have injection of money from ETFs. And if we are going to look at altcoins, let's first of all have a look what altcoins did in 2014, 2018. So once we broke above that Wyckoff accumulation, we broke above that major resistance level over here for alts. And after that, we had a little bit of a retest as a support. And then after that, we saw a bullish price action over here, and after that, huge parabola. But of course, we had a little bit of a pullback on the way. So if we are going to look at the current cycle, 2018-2024, this is what we had, right? The bottom slash Wyckoff accumulation. Then we have a broke above, and now looks like we had this retest over here, right? And at the moment, we had a little bit of a pullback, and after that, we can expect some parabola. So if we are going to look at that, that's on the monthly chart. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of bullish price action for alts. So this year is definitely going to be very, very juicy for us. And if we are going to look at the standpoint from QQE indicator, which is signaling the first green bar in a very long time. So if we are going to look at that, that's basically signaling that we are just flipping towards the bull cycle, the proper bull cycle. And also if we are going to look at 2016, after that, we had basically a pump. Once we have turned green on that QQE indicator, we had parabola. And if we are going to look at 2020, that was exactly the same, right? We had the first green bar, and after that we had parabola. So as we can see at the moment, we do have a first green bar on QQE indicator, and that is going to drive the price further. And now many people are basically complaining and saying that, you know, like either Kaspa or ICP or whatever other project, it's not pumping. But let's have a look realistically, right? We still haven't broke above the first major level of resistance that leads us back to the previous bull cycle, and most importantly, we haven't broke above that all-time high. So first we have to see that major resistance level being broken, and then all-time highs, and after that we can see top around 4.9 trillion USD. If we are going to look at the perspective of pullbacks, of course they are going to happen during this cycle, and they are actually happening at the moment. So let's examine the first cycle. So after we broke above that accumulation, we had the first dip, and after that we had a huge parabola. So it's exactly the same as in 2021. We broke above the accumulation zone, then we had the first dip, and after the first dip, altcoins flew to the moon. And if we are going to look at this current cycle, we just broke above the accumulation, and we are experiencing our first dip of the bull run, which doesn't necessarily mean that we are not going to see further dips, because we can definitely. So let's say that at the moment we are experiencing choppy price action. That's after our first leg up. Then we are going to see a huge leg up, up, and then a choppy price action due to the fact that people are taking their profits, and of course then the next leg up and possible next dips that are going to happen. So please don't panic, make sure that you have your profit taking strategy in place and calm down, because Kaspa is definitely going to surprise many faces this cycle. Alright then, that's it in today's video. I hope that you have guys enjoyed, and I wish you having a great day. Peace and love, crypto.